Welcome to another episode with your friends here at Otaku Don. I am the most host, Just Charles 009, and we are here with another chapter of One Piece 1115 Fragments of Continents, and that is a very thematic name. So we start with our cover story. We have Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 5. Looks like she got a bento, a Roy, a Koto. Yamato is smiling while she sees Hiroi and Akoto prepare a bento for his journey around Wano Kuni. The chapter starts with reactions. In Wano Kuni, where the Straw Hat Jolly Roger is flying, people are listening to the message on old Orochi's Den Den Muchi. We can see Momonosuke, Kinemon, Otama, Shinbu eating Dankos. Momonosuke, so Joy Boy is just like Luffy. Kinemon, you know that name. Cut to G4, the Marine base prison. We see Demiro Black and his crew are also listening to Vegapunk's message. All of them are now cosplaying as the Kid Pirates. Vegapunk's broadcast continues while we can see that Luffy, Dory, Broggy are still running from Warakuri. Vegapunk continues to explain. Joy Boy was called the pirate. I must first talk about the Void Century. I've read a small portion of the Poneglyphs, but Poneglyphs are records of a massive battle fought in the Void Century. Joy Boy's enemy was the current world government. Warakuri is, irritated at Vegapunk, and then we cut to all of the different Gorosei. They're just wrecking house everywhere trying to stop this from happening. But unlike, I don't understand why they just don't get the fact that the broadcast is not based in there. This isn't the first time that they've dealt with something like this. Sabo did something very, very similar. So I don't know. They just don't come across as very intelligent. It's not based upon their actions, and they're honestly destroying assets that they're probably going to need if we end up with another Void Century-esque war. So while Vegapunk is actually explaining what's going on, we cut to another panel with Luffy and Gear 5 fighting multiple kings. Unfortunately, all of them are just silhouettes. Vegapunk continues. Since I don't possess the information on what ignited that battle, I shall tell you the class of two types of ideals. Neither can be defined as good or evil because Vegapunk really does not like using those words. We cut to Zoe after that statement. Some of the minks, like Carrot, wearing a new outfit. Wanda, that is a dresser musketeer, are listening to Vegapunk's message. Zoe is listening to Orsuasia. Vegapunk mentions before the nation where Joy Boy was born was something you wouldn't believe existed 900 years ago. The weapons that existed in that century of war seem to be crafts that cannot be recreated with today's technologies, and that even includes me, the genius. Then we cut over to Foxy Pirates listening to Vegapunk's message inside of a Savvy Small boat. Most of the crew are gone because we only see Foxy. He has a mustache and a goatee now. Posh and Hamburg, all of them have some bandages and wounds. Foxy, what the heck is he talking about? That peanut head horse. Oh, boss, by the way, I'm starving. Then we go back to Vegapunk speaking, and that's where our problem stems from. We cut back to Egghead Island. Edison asks Stussy to run away. She doesn't need to care about the barrier anymore since it's useless against the five elders. We cut to Nami in the group. Nami says they need to hurry since the marine battleships are gathering around Elbaf's ship. The giant ship. Not Elbaf's ship, it's the giant ship. We go back to Stussy. She's talking with Kaku, very sad. Stussy then states, I don't know what to do. Now that Stella is gone, I've lost my purpose in life. Nudro breaks free from the giants and attacks Bonnie, but Frankie pulls her out of the way to avoid that attack. Nudro attack cuts easily into the Elbaf ship's figurehead. Nudro, you talk too much, Vegapunk. Are all these annoying signs of lives? Then Nudro jumps into the air and gives an epic double peg shred. He cuts the entire cloud under Punk Records in half, freeing all the Seraphim Cypher Pole agents. In the process, all of them fall to the lower part of Egghead. That is not freeing, that is basically execution, really. But you know what? Egghead speech continues because no matter what they do is completely and totally futile. Vegapunk, back to Vegapunk. The voice entry ended with Joy Boy's defeat. However, his downfall, that battle left irreparable damage on our world. Going from island to island, that is our world today. With sailing itself being difficult, a large amount of our population will only have access to the culture of their own. We see the random reactions. Some people say, of course, the ocean is dangerous. We see Shimosuke, a village, Koshiro listening to Vegapunk while the kids are trading. Then we go right back to Vegapunk. This is common sense of ours, but this does not apply to the world that existed thousands of years ago. We can assume that our world used to have several continents long ago, but the catastrophic climate change that occurred during the Void Century submerged the entire world with 200 meters of rise in sea level. The islands we are living on right now are merely fragments of those continents that used to exist. The world of 1,000 years ago is sunk into the ocean depths of the water, nowhere to be found. While Vegapunk talks, we see another double page spread of the bottom of the sea. We see the reactions of the world, the Revolutionary Army, Dragon Sabo Ivankov, and Kamanosuka Kingdom, or Nojiro and Ginzo and Kokayas village. Ginzo, Nojiro, where are you going? Nojiro, tell me what he says later. I'm going to check on Mika's farm. And the Sakura Kingdom, Dalton and Kuraha are listening to Vegapunk's message with some of the senators. Kuraha, it seems that there are still so many interesting things inside of this world. We see to Miss Golden Week, Miss Cherry Christmas, Miss Valentine Island, where New Spider Cafe is located. People of that island look at a moment and say that they can't believe it. It was more than 200 meters high in the past. They say that a lot of people must have died by the rise in seawater. Vegapunk's message continues again. Vegapunk, why did the sea level rise that century? One would reasonably assume that such calamities are usually caused by natural disasters, but after my research, I can say it's impossible that so much change can happen in merely a span of 100 years. I conclude that the calamity was actually man-made. Oh, big news, Morgan. Unbelievable! The World Economy Newspaper's headquarters. Morgans can't believe Vegapunk's words. BV covers Morgan's mouth to continue listening to Vegapunk. Vegapunk. then states, when I detected a rise in sea level across the world the other day, I reached my conclusion. The reason and the idea that we can see Mars, Saturn, and Walker faces while Vegapunk says that last word. The ancient weapons that sunk the world 800 years ago still exist today, and waiting they are waiting the day they'll be used again. Cut to Mary Jose, final page of the chapter. Emu still in the shadows, and in the room of flowers playing with the butterflies. The chapter ends with Emu's close-up face as Vegapunk. Emu is still just silent. Vegapunk, in other words, the huge war that occurred during the Void Century has not yet ended. End of chapter, no break next week. So, we got the long explanation. Well, we got a summarized explanation for the Void Century and what took place then and what's really going on now. An explanation for the sea level rising. This really brings the earlier chapters to a head when he really said, I'm going to tell you the end result of all of this off the rip. Sea levels rising. If you don't want to hear anything else, that's your elevator pitch. But the long form answer of it gives us a lot of explanations, finally brings some more relevance to the world-ending weapons that we know are out there. The crew honestly has access to more than anyone else. Frankie has the plans. We know we can actually get to Wano. I forget all the rest of the ones that we have access to, depending upon who you're talking to. Maybe we can describe Mother Flame as another one these days. But, anywho, we have access to these world-devastating weapons. But, we'll see what happens in Chapter 116. This has been Chapter 115, Fragments of Continents, and the Vegapunk statement brings everything completely and totally to a head. We understand the way the One Piece world and works and why it is the way it is, and honestly, if Oda planned a shorter story, I don't know how he planned on bringing this all together. And I'm glad he extended it, because this is giving us a lot of necessary explanation. But this has been Just Charles. I have been here with Otaku Don. And like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, we love you. Bye-bye.